Yo, welcome. I thought this video was important because I like to reintroduce myself to my old subscribers as well as my new subscribers because maybe I kind of threw something at you guys that you was maybe unexpected, right? So let's get into the who and the what. So I am Bigger Heart, all right? Born and raised in Chicago. Hugely influenced by artists, New Orleans artists, Currency, New York rapper Styles P. All right. And my music career began 3 years ago, back in February 2021. So I've been going 3 years strong now, going on four. Just released the EP. So if you're interested in that, check that out. But anyway, I'm an artist at heart. Okay. I started my writing as a poet. Um, Fell in love with the poets like Langston Hughes, Maya Angelou, just to name a few. And so that's where my writing career began. All right. It evolved into the music. Um, and as I said, I've been going 3 years strong now. Began, if I didn't mention it, began my first business back in November 2022. So I've learned some things. I've seen some things. And that's part of the reason why I've started the morning prayers, okay? Um, if you do get a chance to check out the music, you might hear me say things like I'm on a mission and mention things like mission richer, okay? In today's society, we like to make those correlations or those relationships or relate those things to money. But it's deeper than that, right? Because we learn health is wealth, right? It's deeper than that. Um, so it's about the mission rich is about the man or the individual that's on a journey, okay? And we're on a never ending journey to become the best version of ourselves, okay? So that's who I am. That's what I'm about, right? I mentioned the where. I'm from Chicago, as you can see. You might notice the pattern behind me. I'm in my home studio. I share a room with my son. Um, so this is where we create. The magic happens, right? Um, why? Why I started the morning prayers, right? And essentially, I'm not trying to force my ideas upon anyone. But I think there's a huge gap in between, or between religion and spirituality today, right? Like we can't make the correlation between the two, and I like to make that correlation because I think it's important today. I'm a father of a 6-year-old, very enthusiastic young man, and I have to set an example, right? I have to be a positive example for him, right? So the morning prayers are or essentially started from that, me wanting to be a better individual. And you ask yourself, how do you do those things or how do you scale those things? And well, how does a business scale profit and net loss and things of that nature? Well, you have to structure your life in a way, or bring some structure. And shout out to DJ V Dub, because that's what I'm stealing that from. Bring back some structure. We have to bring back some sort of structure to our lives, to our everyday life. And I think we as a generation as a whole, we've gotten away from that, right? Looking at my new subscribers, it's an older generation, and it's those new subscribers all grown off of the morning prayers. Did I know that that would be the case? No. But am I surprised that it resonated with that particular audience as well? No, because that's where I feel like the gap is and has become. Because that older generation were more structured. No matter, and we can argue this, drop your what you feel in the comments below. And no, it's not an argument. Let me rephrase that. This is food for thought. And again, the reason why I started the morning prayers. This is food for thought. And we say that term only when we're reading a book. But when we think about it, going back to the spiritual side of things, we come to realize everything has or holds some sort of energy. And if we understand that concept and we apply it to life, then everything we do has some sort of negative or positive impact on our life. And again, that's the reason for the morning prayers, to bring some sort of structure to my life, because this was needed for me. I'm at a point in my life where I'm hitting a low. I'm feeling stuck. I feel like I've hit a roof to where it's something that I'm not doing to fully tap that potential. I don't feel like my life is fulfilling its purpose. And if you can relate, drop that in the comments below. Because I like to share. I like to know what you think and where you all are from. But yeah, I'm at that point in my life. So the morning prayers bring some sort of structure to my life, to where I'm waking up. The first thing I do is write my morning pages. And some of you may be familiar with the interview J. Cole did back with Fuse around the release of his Born Sinner album. But he spoke about the morning pages and how he read a book called The Artist's Way. And essentially, we're all artists. I think we lose our way as we mature and grow up, in a sense. We lose that artist within us, and we lose our way. So I felt like maybe I've lost my way. Maybe that's why I feel the way that I do. And again, if you could relate, please drop the word relate in the comment below. So I felt, again, that this video was important. I felt that I needed to reiterate some things to you guys. And I feel like, or maybe you do, but I don't do it enough, feed myself with enough positive reinforcement. We're surrounded and pulled by all these different ways. I'm a father, I'm an uncle, I'm a brother, I'm a son, I'm a grandson. And so we're pulled. I'm a friend, I'm a best friend. And so we're pulled all these many different ways. So how do you you get what I'm saying? How do you reinforce that back into your life? And again, if we look at the aspect or look at the concept of food for thought, how do you replenish or refeed your soul? And I think, again, not trying to force my beliefs upon anyone, but that's where I've chosen to bridge the gap between spirituality and religion, because I think oftentimes, or today's time, we take the Bible or that book too literal. And I think they're speaking, or often speaking, along the terms of a spirituality metaphorically, if you understand what I'm saying, if that makes any sense, right? So and again, I've looked at things like, because I heavily influenced by the New York scene, so I'm familiar with like supreme mathematics and things of that nature. And if you like for me to get into things a little deeper, let me know. That would kind of relax me a little more as well. But when we're referring to energy, we're referring to the inner God within self. So again, let's bridge that gap between religion and between spirituality, because no one has it wrong, right? I just think we create, or society has created that gap, maybe to profit, maybe for whatever reason. But we live in a time where information is highly prevalent, and I like to philosophize everything, if that's even a word. So that's the point of the morning prayers. I think it's better to start your day on a positive note than try to start your day and expect some sort of positivity to come out. And they say, if you want happiness, you have to go out and grab it. You have to go out and get it. And oftentimes, I'm not happy with maybe the direction my life is going. So I wanted to bring that sort of positivity, and I wanted to want it structured in a way where I'm starting my day this way, and not expecting positivity, but I'm creating positivity. And again, as a religious individual may see it as, you were created in the image. That's you creating the environment and not becoming a product of that environment. If that makes any sense. I didn't want to make this video too long. I'm mad nervous. Didn't want to do any cuts. But if you can relate, please drop it in the comments below. I'm not the type to ask, like and subscribe. It irks me. It irks me. But I will ask you guys to comment below. If you can relate, comment below.
Like, but I got a bigger eye. Big city, but I got a bigger eye.